But right now, it's time for On the Mark with Father Mark Davis.
And Father Mark, how are you today, Father Mark?
I'm good, Dave. How are you? Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day to you as well. Can't wait to hear your segment today. I was wondering, because it's Memorial Day, I know you always bring a theme and all that, but I was just kind of hoping you'd bring a joke.
Well, I was thinking about the guy, who married his wife, who was a nurse, and he just loved life. He loved to play golf. He loved to smoke really good cigars. He loved whiskeys and bourbons, and then he loved to eat all kinds of things. But this kind of lifestyle, he has a heart attack at like 40 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
And then so his wife took care of him. And then for the rest of his life, for the next few years anyway, they were walking every night. He was exercising. He wasn't smoking. Maybe he'd sneak maybe a cigar a week. He couldn't play as much golf. He had to eat all the right foods. And she took real good, and he was in great shape. Then at 48 years old, both of them, were in a car accident where someone kind of just ran through a light. Ooh. And they both instantly die, and they were good, God-fearing people, and so they go to heaven. And so, they were, especially the wife, had them really involved. So St. Peter's showing them around, this is your new house. And it was this huge house, and in the back there was wall-to-wall glass overlooking a beautiful golf course. And I said, wow, that looks like Pebble Beach. And St. Peter says it actually is. But if you do this dial over here, you can make it turn into any golf course in the world. He says, you're kidding. He says, no. He says, well, what are the green fees? It says, Peter says, sir, you're in heaven. It's free. Yeah. He says, you're kidding me. So then he showed them, around the house, and there was a place, and it was a bar, and it had all of this liquor stuff from all over the world, and the real expensive stuff. How much are you going to have to pay for this? It's heaven. It's free. What about this cigar? You're going to smoke as much as you want. It won't bother you at all. Oh my gosh. Then takes them across the street. There's a big clubhouse, and there's foods from everywhere in the world. It's just incredible. And the guy says, I don't get it. Where are the low cholesterol tables and the low fat? No, you don't understand. This is heaven. You can eat whatever you want, smoke whatever you want, drink whatever you want, do whatever you want. It's free, and it won't bother you at all. And the man's face went from a smile. More and more as he's thinking, he's seeming to get more and more angry and fuming. And then he is enraged, and he's shaking, and he's pointing to his wife, and he's blustering and spitting out, it's your fault. It's all your fault. If it weren't for you and those darn bran muffins, I could have been here 8 years ago.
Very good. Yeah, that's what's waiting on. I would say probably better than that, but pretty good. Yeah, it sounds like a good start.
But what strikes me about that story is that it was sudden. Is we don't know when we're going to die. That is sudden. I think we can get. My dad lived till 99. My mom till 96. My grandparents the same ages. But we don't know. And also, we also don't know not only when we're going to die, which is kind of a scary thing, but we also don't know when God is going to bring really good things out of all of our praying and hard work. The other morning, I think it was Wednesday morning, I woke up, and I don't know why, I was on my phone going to morning prayer maybe, and I saw a quick YouTube video. This wonderful woman with an English accent. And she said something, Dave, I'd never really heard before this way. This is really neat. She said, God is never fast in answering our prayers, but he's very often sudden. And I resonated
Not fast,
instantly.
but sudden.
But it's like, it's never fast, but often sudden. She said, think of Joseph with the Technicolor dream coat. Right. Joseph, he's in that jail for 13 years. Right. Not sure where she got the number, but all those years, and then one day, he's second in charge.
Yeah, right.
There's a wonderful woman from our parish named Pat Wyndham. She's from Michigan. She married her husband Joe, and the priest said, and this was years and years ago, she said, Joe is very open to faith, and I wouldn't be surprised if he converts someday, but don't push him. You just pray and be patient. 20 years later.
20 years, yeah.
20 years later, it was time. He went to see Father Wilhelm. This was probably in the 80s. And he met with them every week on their lunch hours. He couldn't do RCIA in the evening. 2 years later, after he came into the church, he went into the diaconate.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Often, God is not fast, but often sudden and brings good more than we had ever anticipated. And that is so true in my life. Now, the gospel on Wednesday, after I shared that story about God is never fast, but often sudden, it was vine and the branches.
Oh, yeah.
And so it reminded me that we've got to stay connected to the vine and keep on praying, because what's happening in our waiting oftentimes is things are being pruned.
Yeah, right.
In us and other people in the situation, it's getting prepared. There's some tree that you plant and you water for 5 years, maybe some kind of bamboo tree, and then like it doesn't grow at all, and then it grows like 10 feet, like in 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, it's, but like there's all this stuff going on.
Preparation.
And you stay remaining in God's love and remaining in prayer. And so it was interesting. One of the days this week, last week, Bishop Barron talked about what does it mean to remain in Jesus' love and keep his commandments. It means to continue to love. And he explained that how you stay connected to the vine and how you stay remaining in Jesus' love is when we receive the divine love in Eucharist, in prayer, in sacraments, you give it away. And as counterintuitive as that can be, we stay connected to the vine and we remain in God's love by giving it away. But it all comes all of a sudden. So let us stay steadfast in our prayer, friends. Let us remain in the vine as we are pruned. And let us remain in God's love by giving it away. God bless you. Happy Memorial Day.